which is Manzanita Farm. Prior to that, he was at Farmers Market and met a number of you, so thank you for greeting and telling him about your farm. He will speak today for about 45 minutes, and we're going to leave the lights on afterwards where we can have Q&A. And we're hoping for a direct dialogue and discussion about some of your beliefs and his beliefs. And then there's a private event at 5:30 up at Suimatsu Benfin Family Farms for just farmers and new farmers and interns. And all of this is happening because of sponsors. And you hear about sponsors all the time, and we truly could not have done this. Friends of the Farms is a 501c3 nonprofit organization preserving and enhancing local farming. But we have a budget, but we have a lot of programs, and we have a lot of ideas. So thanks to Bainbridge Grad Institute, TNC, the local grocery store, Pegasus Coffee Shop, the Harbor House Pub, BPA for giving us this space, and Payday Farm. All of those folks have paid for all expenses. And the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds goes to Friends of the Farms to help put the conservation easement on Akia's land. So please patronize those folks and please thank them for all their generosity. But as past mayor and being a community member, he's had a lot of influence in changes that we've made in this community. He is a member of the Kitsap County Agricultural Advisory Committee, and their mission is to ensure that the Kitsap Vision 2020 element is dealing with agriculture as it was reflected in county policy. After he left office as mayor of our city, he served as a member of the Open Space Commission, and their mission was to use the proceeds of $8 million from the bond levy to purchase and protect a variety of open space, including agricultural land. He is a member of the board of Kitsap Regional Economic Alliance, and that's with an emphasis on agriculture as a significant industry of Kitsap County. So from a political perspective, he is very active, but as a community citizen, people recognize him all the time, and he has a list of awards, which I just want to highlight 3. The Phyllis Young Award from Bainbridge Island Land Trust, from another one from the Kitsap Conservation District as Cooperator of the Year, and then he is currently the recipient of the Akio Suimatsu Award from Friends of the Farms. So I'd like to give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate the kind words. Here is a minor part of the ongoing activities today. I think it's very significant that we're doing this, and to bring along to the main event, Joel Salatin, let me just go back a little bit and give you some background for him. I've been a long time subscriber to the Stockman Grass Farmer, which is an agricultural magazine that deals with the challenges of agriculture throughout the world. Back in the late 1980s, I began to see articles from a Salatin guy. They were really rational, reasoned discussions about the alternatives to corporate agriculture and the ways that farming could be made prosperous and made sustainable. And those very rational things sort of drove me thinking, and so I at one time actually plowed my land, and I thought maybe that isn't so smart, and gave that up, partly due to these kinds of background comments made by Salatin and others, so rational. And it turns out now that the guy's a lunatic, which you wonder about. He's going around the nation now saying, well, I think he's saying things ain't right or something like that, or ain't normal. And this is from someone who's abnormal. And I So with some reservation, except others that are much wiser than I, such as the New York Times said, well, this is the high priest of the pasture. I think he's really the Pied Piper of polyface principles. He just not the alliteration, but also the participation. Because in executing those principles and being the leader, the Pied Piper here, he has brought forth workable ideas that make sense economically and ethically and morally. And I think that's one of the most compelling parts of the message of a person like that. And in exercising these, working toward the principles that he believes in, he's really addressed every issue that particularly our local farmers have dealt with or are dealing with, which is the stewardship of the land to make sure that it is sustainable and is healthy land, because we depend on that. And he's addressed that in his own way, and you probably know a lot about those techniques. He's dealt with the way you produce things. He has synergistic animals, hogs and cows together. I don't think they're very socially compatible, but they certainly are functionally doing a good job supporting each other. He's also dealt with the processing, because here are animals that are grass-fed, that they are happy, I think he calls them happy hog, sort of happy hog heaven hogs or piggerators. And he also then has dealt with the distribution of the product, which you have to worry about. And I talked to him a little bit about that. He started out like our local folks. He had his own family van running around distributing these products, primarily their meat products, that go to the issue of marketing. And his markets, he's very smart on a multiplicity of markets. Not only just his local contacts of families, but restaurants and individuals that really are interested in carrying this out, living the life there. So that's, I think he's so familiar with those things, and he has talked to those issues, and he also, I should say, he's dealt with also the end product of the waste that comes from farming, and making this into now a complete cycle for the sustainable farming and for the healthy environment. And that's something that I think, whether he is, shall we say, somewhat odd in his way or not, he is one of the greatest visionaries of this era. And I want you all to welcome Joel Salatin.